Welcome back, people. We're gonna talk about um, basic KML types that we're gonna use. You've already seen some of it, and of course, all that we're using are more like KML types. But KML types, they're basic ones and they're far complex ones. So, I just start importing Qt quick. Alright, so I run it to see what we have successfully. I've open my I've already navigated to my KML scene. I drag and drop to it. I run it to see the basic thing we have. It looks like what we had the other time. And so now what we just do is that we're gonna do these things are KML types. These are big KML types. Application window is a KML type. It's a KML type. It's a KML type. And these guys are also KML types. Funny enough, now I hope you're gonna understand this. It's an integer. It's an integer. It's parent. This is also an integer, but this is not a string, right? It's a color. It's a color name. It's a color string. If I write something like white is still a color. It's gonna understand because the color works with these things. Alpha RGB. We've been seeing the hexadecimals that we've been doing over here. It also has alpha RGB. Where you first have the alpha value and then you have the R, the G, and the B. So you have alpha value, the F, and then you have this, and then you have right. So yes, I just do this, the white. This is a color, so it's always working. You can see the white, and you can just put anything you want. You give an arrow. And you say it's color expected, right? It didn't say, I mean, it's a color string. That's what we should say. So yes, that's what I wanted to tell you. I hope to get my color back, my line color back. Yeah, I have it now. You can actually declare them on hand, declare them before, and it's very beautiful. You have to do property color, and then say you can say button color, right? And then you declare your color. Maybe the color is red, which is really crazy. I will just do a green because red will be terrible. And instead of putting this here, I'll use the property that I've declared, which is a KML type of color. And I'll declare it over here. I'll use the button color. You can see it's helping me, and it's gonna show up the green, which is ugly, which is of course you don't want that. But I will find my lime color and bring it back because it's beautiful. I copied from Microsoft's color and I have my lime color back. And that's not all. You can actually have a property integer. I will say red width, and it should also start with a small letter, and not a capital. So red integer, I'll make it red width. I'll make it like 320. Now you can see it's an integer, so it's also taking an integer. 320. I will replace this with red width, and then more of it. Okay, when you run it, you can find that the width is now 320. I hope you can see. Now you can have more. There's also property double, where there's a red double, where you have like 4.5, right? And then we're not going to use this one. We have a property string, where you have a normal string, say first name. Supposing we had a test here. And then you say love, right? And we could have used it. We're not going to use it. let me use it in a of course now this guy runs later, we're not going to use it. And then there's one last one I want to talk about, which is the property var. Now listen to me, you can have it for, we've had rect, we had integer, we have color. This var is going to be my array. Now watch, this is a JavaScript var that makes it a variable. You can use it for anything. This guy could have been a string. It could have been a string that I just put in love, but you don't want to do that, because if you do that, the property, this guy, when you declare property, it has a binding that whilst you're using this guy in here, you can change it. You can say rect is equal to, now you're doing, we'll talk about it when we get there. You can change it. When you change it, you want this guy to be updated as well. But if you use the var and you change it, like for now it has been initialized as love, later whilst running your application you change from love to maybe last right, to hate, it's still, and you didn't use the default string, it's still gonna look love, it's gonna appear as love in your previous used places. But if you use the var, if you use the default string, sorry, it's going to change into hate or last, whatever you have used previously. But if not, you use the var, it's not going to change unless of course you declare this guy all over again. And we'll get into that when we get into that, I don't think. But the only time you're going to love to use the var is when you are actually doing an object, like an array, like a JavaScript array. Because then you get to access it in JavaScript easily, like a JavaScript array. Qiyoma has one called list my array, right? Like you can declare it like this, but it's terribly there's something about it that doesn't work properly in JavaScript, and it's really terrible. So you might want to do the JavaScript var, which allows you to do a beautiful array like this, an object like this, which you're using for your arrays. You can actually declare this about anything. You can declare this as an integer, you can declare it as a string, you can declare it as a thing. You can see that when I am trying to use an integer, it's asking me to use whether either int or real instead of the var. But if I change to this guy, an object, it doesn't tell me that, because this var works best with an object. And the default list that Qiyoma comes with is terrible if you don't want to use it. So that's up with it. I will change this to var. That's up with a theory of basic types. Like I said, there are more types. Like I said, these guys are types. Yeah, so these are the more complex types, and yet there are more types that you might not need to know about, but if you're going to go that deep, you might need to know about them. But yes, I think you can find more in the documentation itself. Yeah, the things I didn't talk about. Thank you. See you in the next tutorial.